I was in the kitchen and I was finishing off some of the dumplings that we had, and I was like, "Man, these are some good plings."
Yeah.
And you were like, "What, plings?" And I was like, "Yeah," because I didn't want to call them dumps,
Right.
and I wanted to say something that was short for dumplings.
Yes.
So I was like, "Plings," and then I thought to myself, it really is interesting that just by coincidence, the word that we have for this food. Sounds like we're saying a thing that dumples. Things that are dumpling, you know? Look at that. This thing dumples really good. And I was like, wow, it's so weird how it's just such a strange coincidence that a word in Chinese ended up sounding so much either like dumpling or a thing that dumples. Wow, that's so funny. Haha, isn't that hilarious? It's not fucking Chinese.
I was about to
The
say.
word dumpling isn't fucking Chinese.
It very much is not. They're not called that
Right.
there.
No. And then I was thinking to myself, so wait, hold on a second. So then what is it about them that we have identified as something that dumples?
You dump a bunch of shit in there.
No.
Yeah.
And no.
Why?
Because then
Give
it would
me
be
one good reason.
No, because then it would be dumpings.
Language slowly evolves over time.
Well,
Perhaps the original dumplings.
Well, do you think the original dumplings were called dumpings? No, because they were in China. They were in here.
I don't know.
We didn't have an English word for it. Dumpling is an English word.
Dumpling is an English word, but
So
it's
what
also
is
like,
dumpling?
I don't know.
What does it mean to dumple?
Hey everybody, it's Chris. I figured it out. It's not dumpling, it's dumpling, like duckling, like it's a baby dump. You don't have to message me about it. The Uncharismatic Edition was out for like 16 seconds before people started messaging me about it. And it's good. We're good. I figured it out. I didn't even have to look it up. I just figured it out, okay? So we're good. Okay? Don't bother me with this
added bit of context here.
Yes.
It's that we were having this conversation before recording, and we got to the point right before Will said all the stuff that he just said. And he was like, no, I can't say that. No, that's nothing. It's so stupid. And I was like, no, come on. What were you going to say? And you were like, no, not without recording. And you rushed in here. And then we spent the better part of 10 minutes you muttering to yourself, trying to get the fucking gain correct.
Yeah.
Just so it's not going to be funny when we turn it on.
Yeah.
It's not going to be funny anymore.
Because I was
that.
losing the thread, and I had forgotten what it was that made me laugh so hard originally when I had the thought. And then I remembered, it was because in my mind I had generated the idea that the word dumpling was Chinese for something.
Yeah.
And that it was such a strange coincidence that the Chinese word for this food sounded so much like an American word, but that means dumpling. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was.
Where did it go?
I don't know.
Where
At some point, it just
station
disappeared.
did it pull into?
I don't know, man. It's just gone. Ghost train. Fucking. My
She's like,
thoughts
there's like
become-
fucking, there's like a Red Dead Redemption style heist just happened where you're like, you're at like the head of the train shoveling coal into it, and then you look at the back, and all the other cars are just gone. Like,
Yeah,
fucking John Marston detached them while you weren't looking.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was keeping this train going. I was sweating over hot coals, shove them into the engine, and then I looked behind, and it was as if nobody was ever there.
No, now that gold's never going to make it to California.
Fuck.
It's going to be used to fund their cattle rustling operation for
no.
years to come.
Oh, man. I had so many bars of gold heading down California way.
You gotta protect your gold. Welcome everybody to Life in the World to Come.
I'm Will Wood.
And I'm Chris Dunn.
We're here to answer your questions about surviving the apocalypse.
We're here to tell you how to make sure no one gets their fucking grubby little fingers on your gold.
Because that's something that you're going to need to be thinking about a lot of the time in the world to come.
It is. Most of it, really.
Yeah.
You know?
What is gold in this case? It could be your collection of severed heads.
It could be your collection of severed heads. It could be your fucking your fucking armory.
Yep.
You know, it could be your canned beans. It could be gold.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but
it's
the principle
gonna
remains the
sparkle.
same.
It's going to sparkle just the same after the
Right.
bombs drop.
Well, because everything is worth the value we give it,
Right. And,
especially in the world to come.
and so you might not be able to trade your gold for much, but you'll like look at it and you'll just kind of like rub it all over your body.
You might like
know?
that.
And you'll imagine the riches that you could have had in a different time.
That might be enough.
That might be enough for you, and the point is you got to protect what's important to you.
Right, exactly.
You know, you can't let John Marston come and fucking detach that train car.
Yeah.
And take away all your fucking canned beans and ammo.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's really what it's all about, is learning to value everything as being worth its weight in gold. I unplugged my headphones again. What else is new? Anyway, that's what we're here to do, is help teach you how to protect what's rightfully yours and what you value.
We're going to be talking about stand your ground laws this episode.
That's gonna be the focus of today's episode, is the fact that apparently in some states you can just kill a guy if he's at your house.
Kill a guy if he's at your house.
And you don't want him there. You could just be like, well, leave the planet. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to die.
I remember from like middle school or something, there was this like news story came out of this like German couple that were basically using stand your ground laws as like a way to be serial killers. They were basically like, they were like Bugs Bunny style, leaving like a bunch of money in their open garage and just like hiding there with guns. And you know, they went to jail. It didn't work, but like,
that's pretty funny.
But it is pretty funny. You know, it's the kind of outside the box thinking you're going to need pretty soon, I think.
That's true. Something happened to me the other day.
Okay.
I was at the gym.
Oh, right. Yeah, you wanted to talk about this, too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if there's anything to say about it, except for the fact that it made me really uncomfortable. And that is that I was at the gym, and there was a guy who walked in wearing a T-shirt that said size matters on it, or size does matter. You know, which I think is a stronger assertion. You know, simply saying size matters, that's an assertion that you're making. Size does matter is a rebuttal. It's me saying that's like you're already in the argument.
Yeah. It's like,
you know, your shirt is
right.
Your shirt's hurt all sides.
Size matters is just a general statement. Size does matter implies that someone's like, I don't think size matters that much.
Yeah.
And then in come you, like the fucking Kool-Aid man. Just like.
Now you might be thinking, holy shit, what a weird T-shirt to wear. Relax, everybody. It was like for like a sandwich shop that sells oversized sandwiches. Okay. You know, that doesn't No, he's still talking about his dick. Don't tell me he's not talking about his dick, because, okay, yeah, plausible deniability and all that. There's a picture of a big sandwich on the shirt. Okay, cool. But this guy's not wearing that shirt if he's got a little dingus. Yeah. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, he was at a gym. Was he really big? Was he really jacked? Is that the thing? No, fucking, he looked like a fucking centipede. You know, he was scrawny and had so many legs. He was not particularly jacked. He wasn't particularly round either. There was no way in which you could look at him and say, oh, yeah, that guy, size is one of the things that comes to mind when I see him because he's large. Nope. If he's large, it's in an area you can't see. I don't know, man. The whole thing was so weird. And I know, I feel like you haven't responded with quite as much vitriol as I did when I first saw it.
Yeah, it didn't bother me as much as it bothered you. It definitely is like I think any shirt that is like, look at my dick is weird. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's fucking 2023. The gym is a nightmare. It's like,
yeah,
it's fucking,
that's true.
It's like a weird fucking gross place.
Yeah, that's true. This one was it just crossed the line for me personally. I don't know. Because what it said was, I have a big dick. It's what it said. It is what it said. I'm telling you. Right. And he was walking by me, and I saw the shirt, and I couldn't help but give him a look of disgust. And he fucking saw it. And so what happened to me at the gym the other day, ultimately, is because of this man's insinuation and my response to it, ultimately what happened, not literally, but figuratively enough, in a way where there's absolute truth to what I'm about to say, is we had a conversation in passing wherein he looked at me and said, I have a really big dick. And I said, well, I have a small dick. That's what happened. That is that's, you know, through implication, that's what occurred.
And you know what the best part of all that is?
What?
Is if if he truly wasn't trying to say that with his shirt, if it really was just like, oh, I wasn't thinking about what I put on this morning and this just happens to be what I'm wearing, then really what the conversation was is he was like, I'm gonna go on the treadmill, and you were like, I have a small dick.
Imagine he doesn't have a big dick.
No.
Doesn't care if anybody thinks he has a big dick, but knows for sure that other people think that his shirt is an assertion of the size of his penis. So any dirty look he gets is he gets to see all of the small dicks in the room. That's really what he's doing. He's not showing off for the ladies. He's sizing up the competition. No! Oh no!
Did you stop recording?
Maybe. Okay. Wow, that was scary.
Are we back?
Yeah, my Pro Tools license expired in the middle of recording.
Right. Yeah, Will is in desperate financial straits. He says it's because he misplaced his card, but that's a thinly veiled lie, and I can see right through it. Things haven't been going too well.
I feel like this is not really like podcast content. I feel like that's maybe like, I don't know, like you're. Dude, I told you about my problem in confidence. And it's fucked up that you would bring it to this platform right now. And it's fucked up, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Like I'm sorry. Like, it's just I got a problem, okay? Fucking. But I really want to collect them all.
I was trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah, I went through a lot of different options.
It was like it could have been gambling, it could have been heroin, but no, I think you just have too many Pokemon cards.
See, I was about to expand on that.
Okay.
My Pui Pui Molcar collectibles.
Oh.
Yeah.
You just been.
Yeah, I've been collecting Pui Pui Molcar collectibles. Yeah.
You keep talking to me about how they're only going to appreciate and value, but I've been doing my own research, and I just don't think that's true.
Shut the fuck up. You shut your fucking mouth, man. This is an investment. And my problem is that I'm addicted to Pui Pui Molcar collectibles and pop vinyls. That it took me a while to settle on that, though, because I was like, that's not that funny. What would be funnier? And I was like, no, prostitution is not funnier. That's not funny. That's just sad. And I don't know, because I was like, what's hamburgers?
Hamburgers is actually pretty funny.
Happy ending massage parlors. Car payments? No, that's not a problem. That's just needing to pay your bills. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say?
I actually think you should have just gone with hamburgers, because that one's very funny.
Fuck.
Just imagining just being like, Chris, I'm in a lot of trouble, and you open up your fridge and just piles of hamburgers come flooding out of it.
I had a friend who told me that they would increase in value.
It's like, nah, dude, that's gold. Fuck!
Yeah.
I said real estate. I thought you said hamburgers. I was so sure. You spent $40,000 on hamburgers.
Yeah, imagine that. Jeez. It's like... Imagine falling for the NFT thing.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. It's buying millions of hamburgers and putting them in your fridge and being like, no, these are going to be worth something someday. They are, by their nature, definitely not going to be.
They're worse than hamburgers.
They are. Yeah.
You can eat a hamburger.
That's true. You can't even eat an NFT.
No. Not yet.
Not yet.
But once I'm finished with my machine, then there'll really be something here. I like the idea of you buying 10,000 cheeseburgers, because you want to start a burger joint, but you just don't know how it works.
You just buy a lot of... I just go to McDonald's and buy a lot of cheeseburgers.
You buy 500 cheeseburgers from McDonald's. That's actually a hilarious business idea. I'm just like, you go to the
secondhand McDonald's.
Right, you go to a fucking McDonald's drive-thru every morning and buy out their whole stock of cheeseburgers. And then you sell it for 50 cents more than they do. You want to get into questions?
Do you want to do the podcast?
Let's do the podcast. Let's get into
sometimes I don't want to do questions, and I just want to kind of crack bits and do jokes.
It would be nice.
Have a giggle and a gaff. But I think we got to do some questions.
We got to pay those bills.
Yeah.
And again, we were cursed by a witch, and if we don't do this every week, we're going to turn into lizards.
Yeah, and also just like, this is what the people pay for. This is what the people like. It's what they want. And, we might lose ad sponsorships if we don't do what's expected of us. Oh, by the way, really quick, ad break.
Ad break.
Thank you so much to our sponsors for making today's episode possible.
Thanks, Dick Pills.
Thanks, Pills Dicks.
We love you, Dick. We love you, Dick Pills. Here at Life in the World to Come, we say, "Hooray, Dick Pills!" Woo! Wow, that's gonna be some good merch.
Hooray, Dick Pills!
just a
we
shirt
love
that
you,
says,
Dick Pills.
Hooray, Dick Pills! All right, Chris and Will. I'm about to start studying to become a teacher. Will this be a viable profession in the world to come? What will teaching be like? What will my lesson plans be? What subjects? Please, I must know to prepare my future students for a good life in the apocalypse. Carpe diem, Eddie.
Well, thanks so much for asking that, Eddie.
Thank you so much.
A really interesting and really important question. It really depends on what it is you're teaching. Because the things you need to learn and the things you need to know in order to function in today's society going to be super different for the future.
Different. It's going to be, I feel like, more of a mentorship type situation.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like a big class full of people, but like you will have like one huge guy who's like, you follow him around where he like hunts beasts in the wilderness and he's like, boy. And then, he tells you to do something.
That's your teacher. The big guy.
He's like a big guy who calls you boy and asks you to like fetch pails of water for him. It's like that kind of thing,
right?
Yeah.
That's a teacher-student relationship in the world to come.
Restring this bow, boy. And he doesn't like really teach you anything. He just kind of tells you to do stuff, and you have to like absorb it through kind of osmosis.
Yeah, education's going to be a weird thing to try and pursue in the world to come, because anything that you think you know, you don't know.
Yeah,
the world's always changing. Once the world ends, it's going to change so much. You're going to be like, oh, well, all this information I have about fucking math and I want to teach people about. Don't bother. Math's going to be all kinds of fucked up in the world to come.
Yeah, it's going to be different.
Yeah, you're not going to be. It's going to be weird. Don't fucking bother with the math. But, if it's going to be less about, passing along knowledge and more about exercising authority. You'll still get to have authority over children.
Yes.
But
it's not your fucking problem whether they learn shit.
Right. Exactly.
This is the thing, is that like you've dedicated your life up until this point to like helping these kids. Time for these kids to fucking help you for once.
Exactly. They're going to learn by doing what you tell them to do.
Like, these kids better fucking pray that they graduate before the bombs drop.
Yeah.
Because the second they do, it's like, guess what? You're not going home.
That's right.
It's like,
because you're going to be the big guy.
You're going to be the big guy
who has his boy restring the bow.
Right.
And if the boy doesn't know how to restring the bow already, that boy, you're probably gonna kill him. You're probably gonna kill him.
If you don't kill him, then the fucking wolves will.
Right.
Because you want food and shelter. You got to pull your weight.
And you should probably just eat him if he doesn't know how to restring a bow. Because if you don't eat him, you're gonna have a corpse on your hands, and the wolves are gonna go for that, and then they're gonna be attracted to you. And, as a result of it, and then the wolves eat you.
And and it will benefit these kids, I think, because they're gonna need to learn by example.
Right.
This isn't a selfish thing that you're doing.
No.
This is just like this is how the world is going to work, and so you have to act accordingly.
And it's mutual aid when it comes down to it.
Right.
You know, because they're learning, and you have somebody to restring your bow.
You have someone to restring your bow and fetch pails of water from the creek.
Wash your feet. Because your feet got really dirty, and you wanted somebody to wash your feet. So you get 20 children to wash your feet.
or carry you around in a palanquin.
I don't know what that word is.
It's those chairs.
Stop
with, like,
using
the legs
nouns. I don't fucking know.
It's like a thing. It's like like in Game of Thrones or something.
No,
there's like a carriage, but it doesn't have wheels. It just has like these legs that people hold
and
onto.
Men
and
carry it.
That men
on their shoulders.
Yes.
Okay.
You make a palanquin, and like these kids ain't strong, but you got like 50 of them.
On the last episode, you taught me the word glaive. I'm sick of learning medieval nouns from you.
Have you maybe
palanquin,
you should
glaive, squalor. That's just a word, but
sounds like I've only taught you 2 medieval words. Well, doesn't really feel like that many when you put it like that, huh? You have palanquin. It's a little fancy little carriage that people carry for you.
I got that.
And you could get like fucking 6 kids on either side. And they're gonna learn how to carry a palanquin, and that's gonna be good for them.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, that's a very useful skill, because then they can carry other people around, and someday a fucking casket,
maybe. And think about it. Think about how inspiring that'll be for these kids. They're going to be underneath that palanquin, their back straining under the pressure, and they're gonna have something to dream about. Like one day I'm gonna have like 40 children to carry me around.
Yeah, in
this old timey form of transportation.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing. You inspire children that way. The things that you do that harm people, inspire them to change their lives.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that teachers really are excellent at, And I don't
know if this helps
hurting people. I don't know what this fucking stance I'm taking is, but whatever. Fuck it.
Fuck the education system.
I just fuck this podcast is what it is. Man.
Here's
I just want to talk about fucking bombs. I want to talk about bombs and mutations and the world's gonna be weird and bad. And I haven't.
and we for some reason cannot stop talking about child labor. It's
if the premise of the entire podcast is a world that's bad, well, child labor's gonna be in there.
It's gonna be. And look, you can either be on the winning team or the losing one. Is what it comes down to. Ultimately.
You can either be a child or not.
You can be a child, or you're gonna be a guy who gets carried around by children. It's up to you.
Options. So, Eddie, really, I think the best answer to your question is, how are you gonna teach people? Doesn't matter. Don't be a kid.
School hard knocks.
Don't be a child. That's all. Child. That's the best advice we can give you. Is are you a teacher? Good. You're not a child.
Trying to get out from under your thumb is going to be the best education that these children could possibly hope for.
Yeah.
If they manage to escape, then they're ready to survive in the world to come.
And if they kill you, you've done an incredible job.
That's how you know.
That's how you've really succeeded as an educator. Is if your student kills you.
You'll be in your bed in the dead of night, and you'll feel a knife slide between your ribs, and in that last moment, you'll reach out and grab the child by the collar, and you'll look them dead in the eyes and say, "I have nothing left to teach you," and then you pass on.
I'm proud of you, boy.
Yes. Good boy.
And you hand him a diploma.
You just give him a tender kiss on the forehead and pass away.
That's a teacher's job.
That's a teacher's job. It is.
Is to train someone to kill him.
Exactly. It's you have to put these kids in an environment where they take the initiative themselves
and kill you.
You can't tell a child to kill you. You have to make a child want to kill you.
Yes.
And once they've done that, then they have everything they need.
Right, because then they have the killer's spirit that they'll require in the world to come. Right now you might want to teach them about fucking plesiosaurus or whatever. You might want to give them some fucking Bill Nye bullshit. You might want to be a fun educational presence in children's lives. That's all well and good right now, but in a couple of weeks when the bombs drop and everything catches fire and Jesus, you're gonna have very few options when it comes to actually reading, writing, arithmetic bullshit. This is the world that's gonna be,
and it's really beautiful. It's like a self-perpetuating system.
That's
because
true.
This kid, he comes in, he slits your throat, and then guess what? He's the teacher now. Now everyone's carrying him around on the palanquin,
right?
And then a couple months after that, he's laying in his bed, fucking knife right in between the ribs, grab him by the collar. I have nothing left to teach you.
I'm proud of you, boy.
I'm
proud
of you,
diploma,
boy.
kiss on the forehead, passes on.
Yeah, and it just keeps going like that for thousands of years.
Yeah,
generations upon generations.
So Eddie, really the best advice I can give you is don't be a fucking teacher.
It's very
you'll
scary.
Die. They'll kill you.
Best case scenario, you'll die.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you'll live and you will have failed these children.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So are you gonna be a teacher and die, or are you gonna be a loser and live? Don't be a teacher. Don't be a teacher.
Yeah, I think what we're saying is like once the bombs drop, you fucking get the fuck out of there. Fuck these kids.
Yeah.
They're not your problem.
The bombs drop.
Like,
Get out of the school.
they are not paying you enough to protect these kids.
No, and
Like,
they're already not.
they are definitely not paying you enough to protect these kids.
No, not at all. Not at all. And so, fucking honestly, quit your job now.
That's probably the movie up.
So you want to answer another question?
Let's
I feel
answer
like
another question. I think we did that.
We
We did a
knocked
pretty
that
good
one
job
out of
on
the
that one.
fucking park,
That was
Chris.
just bam, right past the bleachers. This person says, hello, John Mulaney and Beef Squish, which is fatphobic.
What does that mean? What does that even fucking mean?
I don't know. They say they called you John Mulaney because you sometimes have kind of a John Mulaney affectation when you record. And they call me Beef Squish because they fucking hate fat people.
I have to look this up. I have to look up who Beef Squish is.
I don't think it's anything. I think it's. I think they saw a fat guy and thought in their heads, Beef Squish.
Well, I'll tell you, Yeah, no, I can't say that there is any. I assume there was another celebrity who went by the name Beef Squish, like it was a YouTuber or something.
No, they just looked at me, took in my whole vibe, and thought Beef Squish. Like,
what a fucking asshole! What a weird asshole! Don't answer their question.
Yeah, I got pretty much everything I wanted to out of that one anyway. I just wanted to call them fatphobic.
What an incredibly weird asshole. I look up Beef Squish and it's
It's nothing.
No, it's just pictures of people squishing beef.
No, that's just what they felt in their heart when they saw me.
Oh wow. Hey man, fuck dude. I got the big side of the wishbone on that one.
I wish I had like a big group of male friends who could start calling me Beef Squish. I wish I had boys so that they can start calling me that. Because it's kind of fun the more times I say it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Listen, I can call you a Beef Squish if you want.
You can call me Beef Squish, but only if we both buy motorcycles.
Well, I'm not getting a motorcycle.
Well, then okay.
Because that'll ruin my whole
dream's out
John
the
Mulaney
window.
vibe. I think if I get a motorcycle, I'll be too cool and tough to be John Mulaney.
Right.
And that's not fun for me.
But imagine, like, you might not think Beef Squish looking at me now, but imagine me in, like, a leather jacket and one of those, like, helmets that has a little spike on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
That guy, that's Beef Squish right there. Yeah. Yeah, and I have, like, a patch that says Beef Squish across the back of my leather jacket. Just imagine me on a fucking hog.
I'm loving this. I want to listen to the podcast John Mulaney and
Just like
I want to listen to the podcast John Mulaney and Beef Squish. I don't know how you do it. How you ride around on one of those motorcycles all day. I'd just be scared to be on one of those things.
It's all about the open road, brother.
The open road. Can't go wrong with the open road.
See, I don't actually know who Beef Squish is other than just a vibe.
I'm loving it already.
He's just me, but his arms are folded, and he's wearing a leather jacket, and one of those helmets has a spike on it.
I love him, and I want you to wear this outfit, and I want to flesh out this character. If John Mulaney and Beef Squish didn't require for me to do like an accurate impression of a human being who exists, I would totally want to like answer the next question as John Mulaney and Beef Squish.
But I don't really know much about him.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not a big characters guy.
You want me to tell you about him? Because I've learned a lot about him.
You can tell me some stuff about Beef Squish.
He's all about hoagies.
He loves hoagies. He does love hoagies.
He loves hoagies, and they are hoagies. If you call him a sub around him, he won't like it.
No,
he finds that weirdly offensive.
And it's just like every meat on these hoagies.
Yeah,
these are fucking big hoagies.
These are like
some Dagwood style sandwiches.
These are fucking Shaggy and Scooby Doo sandwiches.
He loves hoagies.
They're so tall. And you love a good hoagie. Beef Squish, and he's got a T-shirt with a skeleton on it, and the skeleton has two guns. And is on fire. And he wears cowboy boots.
It's literally the only thing that's different is that now I'm holding a hoagie while I'm on the motorcycle.
I think that's really all I've added. Actually,
and Clearance Clearwater is still playing.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm not actually picturing much else. He's a quiet man, Beef Squish.
Yeah, no, he doesn't
have a lot
say
to
much.
say.
I don't think he says much. He might be entirely silent.
Yeah. I'm getting like a Silent Bob vibe from him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Season 4, he has one line, and his voice is comically high. And then, like, he never says anything again.
Yeah, but it's like a really important moment when he finally says something, and it's really like something that the main character really needed to hear in that exact moment.
Yeah.
That inspires great personal change in him.
Yeah, but his voice is really high, and he has a huge lisp.
Yeah.
It's like...
It gets easier. Every day it gets easier. But you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part.
And then never again.
Right. Yeah. And then in the next scene, I'm just like shooting a guy from a rival gang in the head. It's just like blowing a dude's brains out.
Do you want to answer another question?
Skull fragments scattered across the desert. Okay. Our next, Beef Squish is very friendly, but he's also a violent man.
Yeah, no, he's willing to kill. Of course.
Okay.
But he only kills bad guys.
Yeah. He has a code.
Yeah. He's still a murderer.
He's still a murderer. Yeah.
And
but,
how
it's
bad
like
they have to be really varies from episode to episode or season to season.
Yeah, no.
But he's a murderer. So, yeah.
Our next question.
Yes. Hello, question.
Hello, Chris and Will. What will be the most commonly used metaphors or analogies in the world to come? Don't be a fucking
idiot.
Kevin. Kevin is a guy who famously left all of his gold exposed and did not protect it.
Okay.
And it was such a gaffe. And he got all of his gold stolen. And it was very embarrassing.
Sorry, these are idioms.
It's an idiom, it's an analogy, it's a saying, it's a metaphor. You know? And you don't want to be a Kevin and leave all your gold out there for anyone to get.
Hey,
now you think of one.
I really feel like what we're doing here is like trying to fit a bullfrog in a bulldog.
That's actually a very vivid metaphor.
It's easy to do, but why are you doing it?
That's a good point.
You know? That's we could answer this question. We could say a bunch of gibberish bullshit and pretend it means something. But really, why? It's putting a bullfrog in a bulldog. Other way, it's bull.
I broke your desk a little bit, but I fixed it.
What the fuck?
Nothing. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
One of the bar down here twisted, but I twisted it back. You're right. There isn't anywhere good to go with this question.
Well, I'm in one of those moods today where I'm thinking to myself, there isn't anywhere good to go with this podcast. Okay, here's an interesting question. Unwilling Mesophile says, what will happen to Andrew Tate and other similar alpha bros in the world to come? Thanks. Thanks for asking. That's an important question that we need to be answering. What will come of them? What will happen to them?
That's an interesting thing to think about.
They'll each have their own unique and separate fate. There isn't one thing that will happen to every manosphere weirdo. Andrew Tate in particular will eat a bunch of bombs. He'll eat so many bombs.
That's true.
That it'll all go straight to his hips, and and then people won't take him as seriously because he won't be
fit anymore.
Right? Because this whole thing is a fitness thing.
These are inert bombs.
Yeah,
they've been long since diffused.
He doesn't explode.
He doesn't explode. He just gets really fat because of all the bombs.
Yeah, bombs are really.
And then all these other alpha males who he's gotten to listen to him aren't going to take him serious no more.
Right? Yeah. Because they're gonna be like, well, that shows poor self-control and lack of discipline, and he's always yelling at me to get out of bed and go to the gym, and apparently he can't do it himself. He's eating bombs.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's gonna happen to him specifically.
It is gonna happen to him specifically. I know that we said different things are gonna happen to all of them, but I can't stop thinking about the image of all of them just greased up wrestling in a pit.
Well, I mean, listen,
all of
we
them.
have to be fair.
Okay.
You often put a bunch of men in a pit, grease them up, and have them wrestle.
It's gonna be an important cultural thing after the bombs go off.
I think because it's an important thing to you personally.
It is. Okay. it's the purest form of competition, Will. All these fucking rules, all this bullshit.
I'm just so proud of that one video I got of you watching Human 100 or whatever.
Where they do it. They actually do it.
Where you're just so rapturously, excitedly crying out to me, they're gonna get greased up and roll around in the dirt.
You never get to see it. You
No,
know?
that's true. You don't get to see it as often as you should.
People get to the fucking point of things.
You know what? You're right.
You know?
That's what really, all of the world that you see when you look outside your window is just a gussied up, cleaned up version of getting greased up and rolling around in the dirt.
You see a guy, you could throw a football real far. You could make a basketball go through a hoop.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Oh,
who cares?
You can cook a good risotto and book up your restaurant weeks in advance. What does that mean?
Let's get nude, cover ourselves in grease, and find out which one of us is really the real man.
Right,
here.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, you can sell a house. You can do a podcast. You can, XYZ. All of it is just civilized man's attempt to feel like a man, without being a man.
And that's why I think I think why it's such a good fit for all these manosphere guys is I think we finally get to the bottom of it, because they all if every single one of them thinks of themselves as the alpha, but it can't work like that.
Right,
there can only be one alpha. So you just get them all in a pit, fucking grease them up. Maybe weapons or not, that's negotiable. We can cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah,
but we just get them in the pit.
Yep,
fucking cover them in grease.
Cover them.
So that it's just so that they're slipping and sliding all over each other, and we don't throw the ladder down until there's only one left.
Yeah,
and they're not going to be able to climb out without the ladder because of all the grease.
Right.
So they're good. So we're good.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
We just tell them that whoever wins is going to be king, and then we wait till there's only one left, and then we shoot that guy in the head.
Right.
And why did we do this? It would take too long to explain.
Read a book. All right. Read a book and you'll understand.
We get them they all fight each other. We shoot the last one in the head. Now we don't have to worry about these guys anymore.
Right. Exactly.
We don't have any of these alpha types becoming warlords. They've killed each other.
Yeah.
Using greased up fists.
Honestly, all I can say is I want Jordan Peterson to win,
but he won't.
Yeah, no, he won't.
It's like he looks very delicate.
He would fall apart in seconds.
I don't think he would. He wouldn't make it past the greased up phase.
No, you cover him with grease, he'll just have an allergic reaction and die. I had a sip of cider and didn't sleep for 30 days. Like the guy, he would die immediately.
You fucking rub some grease onto his shoulder and it would just dislocate. He looks like a brittle man.
Oh yeah, he would not win. I'm gonna protect him, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not gonna let him fight.
No.
No, it wouldn't be fair. Yeah, he's a frail old man, and he'll only be older and frailer by then. I just want to put him in a chair and just have him around.
Right, yeah. You're just chain him up in your basement and then go down and ask him to tell you his opinions. Just as like a form of entertainment.
Yeah. But no, I'm not going to chain him up in my basement.
Okay.
I'm going to chain him up in my living room. To a nice chair.
Yeah. You need to chain him up just for everyone's safety.
Yeah.
He's including his own.
He's chained up. He's not going anywhere. The most he's going is to the bathroom so he can shower, shave, and shit, and that's about it.
Right.
And
you follow him.
Yeah.
You're watching him like a hawk while he does
at
that
all
shit.
Times.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to pull any funny business. He's an educated man. He's clever.
Man. He might pull some tricky business.
You never know.
Yeah. He's got that crazy suit. Who knows what he's gonna do?
He's got the two-face suit and he's chained up in a little smoking chair in front of my fireplace.
And he just gives you terrible opinions while you sit there under a cozy blanket and drink tea. Just like you slowly drift off to sleep as he's telling you about how every man should be assigned a woman.
Dude, holy shit. Dude, I fucking love that. Instead of TV, just chained up Jordan Peterson talking at you. Not a conversation.
No.
Just
Yeah, and it's gonna be years before he even realizes he's chained up. He loves this. Like, he doesn't even ask to go.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna kidnap him.
No,
I'm gonna invite him over
Right.
for a special taping of Dragons, Monsters, and Men.
Yeah, and then you just never tell him it's finished.
Right, exactly.
You just like, it's like, okay, well, we're just gonna record again tomorrow just to get some more of it, and he's never gonna run out of shit to say.
Right.
Like he's gonna be happy that there's a camera in front
And
of him.
eventually I'm gonna
Little
stop
does he
letting
know
him go
that the
home.
yeah. You know, you put a camera out, it's not plugged in, there's no electricity. It's the end of the world. But he's just tickled to see it there. He loves looking at the camera.
I'm such I'm such a lazy piece of shit. I have a TV in my living room and in my bedroom. It's on like basically just opposing walls.
Right?
And I'm like, well, sometimes I like to watch bed and TV. So I just like wheel Jordan Peterson chained up in a little chair.
It's not a chair that has wheels on it. You're just dragging it across your floor. And he's still going. He's still talking as you do it. He does not turn.
Doesn't change the
No,
subject.
You have to put like a bag over his head like he's a parakeet in order to stop.
And you know, that's the core of Western tragedy, isn't it? You know, when you think about the dichotomy between, you know, male order and female chaos, that the and then that's
Yeah.
and then he falls asleep.
Yeah, it was like 30 seconds later. Just
This gets me so bad. This is I don't know why this would fuck me up so good.
I think because like you would love this. Like you would like. You're imagining this and thinking, what a wonderful situation this would be.
Oh my god, dude. I'm picturing him where my coffee table currently is.
Yeah.
And just sitting down in front of him like he's an X-Files episode. And
I'm
just
imagining-
having my fucking lo mein while watching Jordan Peterson talk at me.
I'm imagining you at your palatial estate in upstate New York. And just like there's like forest outside a huge bay window.
Yeah.
And like and there's a fire crackling.
See, I like the thought of it being
Just in your apartment.
in my
Just
apartment. What's gonna happen is he's gonna be thrown into the pit with all the other Manosphere guys, and I'm gonna jump in there and I'm gonna rescue him, and I'm gonna clean him off. I'm gonna take him home. I'm gonna get him a new Two-Face suit tailored.
You drag him out of the pit, like people are trying to get him back in. You're pushing him back with a spear. This one is mine. Just like he is under my protection.
I want Jordan Peterson to look me in the eye and thank me for saving him. It's weird how badly I want that. Wow.
I feel you know what you know what I think your relationship with Jordan Peterson is?
What?
I think that you wish that he was your dad who you could turn into a better person. You wish that you were Jordan Peterson's son so that he loved you and you could fix him.
You know,
I feel like
kind of a little bit. You know, I mean, I'm happy with my dad. I don't need another dad.
No, this has nothing to do with him.
It's more like I wish he were my son who I could fix.
Right. To you, Jordan Peterson is a wayward boy.
Yes.
Who just needs the right mentor.
I truly and honestly just see him as a wayward boy. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, he's
Because very clearly he's an animal and a monster.
right.
But I just like to see him as a wayward boy.
He's just like,
And I want him to tell me that I saved him.
He's just a guy who's having a tough time.
Yeah. and that's how I want to see him. It's just a guy who's having a hard time who will come out of it eventually. And not as a fucking monstrous right-wing fascist grifter.
Right.
And
Which this situation does not solve because it's not the point of it.
No, this situation
you don't want him to learn. Like in this, ideally he doesn't change at all in this situation.
Yeah. No, because then it wouldn't be fun.
Right. You just want him to sit there and tell you his insane opinions.
Yeah, I just want to hear him talk about, dragons, monsters, and men.
Right.
And order and chaos.
You'll be like, Jordan, what do you think about social media? And then you just snuggle under your blanket. He's just like...
I take the burlap sack off his head. And I think that left-wing politics are allowed to flourish more on social media websites because, well, that's who's in charge, isn't it now? Immediately. He wakes up, instantly goes right into it.
Yeah, there's no... And honestly, he's happier than he's ever been. Things are so much simpler now. It's just like... he just gets to say his opinions and nothing else.
I'm picturing him sitting at the island in my kitchen in a little robe. Just having gotten all the grease out of his hair. I've cleaned him off like a baby duck out of an oil spill. And I'm giving him macaroni and cheese.
It's like 5 years into this, you've let him off the chain. He's well trained enough now that you can trust him not to try and escape. He's just like wandering around in your. He's just like he just stands in your house in the fucking Two-Face suit. Yeah. You had like 8 of them made, so that you can only wear that. He's just smoking a cigarette. I don't know if he smokes, but he does now.
I don't know whether he does either, but yeah, I know.
It's part of the vibe. Yeah, he's just like smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
If you have company over and he gets too out of pocket, you're just like Jordan, and he's like, oh, he's just like,
all right, sorry.
He's very well trained. He's a very good boy.
Jordan, could you get the door? Yeah, master. Hello, welcome. Come on in. You can leave your shoes by the door. Master, they're here.
It's fucked up, but I could see that happening to Jordan Peterson.
I can see.
Thank
you, man. Thanks. I appreciate you saying that.
I can see, like, if you just spent enough time with Jordan Peterson chained up, like, I feel like you could break him.
He's a fragile man.
Like, I feel like it would be really easy to Stockholm syndrome Jordan Peterson. It would take like 2 weeks.
Oh, dude,
that guy's so quick.
That guy's fucking Belle from Beauty and the Beast as fuck.
It's so
Stockholm syndrome within like 48 hours.
It's so interesting because he's like a guy who has a lot of his own very specific opinions,
right?
But he comes off as like the most brainwashable person you could imagine.
Yeah, he does. Do you want to answer another question?
Yeah. I think we covered that one pretty well. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That one was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we answered that. What'll happen to all of them? They'll all get greased up and thrown into a pit, except for Jordan Peterson, who will become my pet.
He'll become your good little boy.
Yeah, he'll become my son and my television. And I'll be able to when he gets too mouthy, I put a little sack on his head and he turns off like a parrot at night.
I love how gentle it is. Like, you're not beating him.
No,
like,
of course not.
It's like you're just treating him like he's a parakeet.
I'm not stepping off the curb into the gutter, Okay, so Blue Ghost in the Discord server says,
yes.
Hey guys, are there any sounds I should avoid? Thanks, Travis.
This is a really interesting one.
The sound of somebody saying, I have a gun and I'm going to shoot you.
Right, exactly.
That's one you definitely want to avoid.
And the lucky thing about that is that people are just going to be screaming that in the streets. So you're going to have time to run.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Next question. Vince Lee says, Chris and Will, trains. Will they still exist? Will they operate differently? How should I take advantage of them? Thanks, Lee. Thanks so much for asking, Lee. Thank you so much. That's great. Trains? Yeah, they'll exist, but they'll be different. They're going to be pretty different Right now, you get on a train, somebody comes up to you and is like, you got a ticket? And you give them a ticket, they punch a little hole in it, and they go on their way. In the world to come, you get on a train, somebody comes up to you, says, do you have a ticket? You say no, because you're not going to be able to afford a ticket, because tickets are going to be really expensive. And then he's going to shoot you and throw you off the train.
Right, you're going to have to fight that guy.
Yeah. That's actually good. No, that's going to be how it works.
Right.
There are no train tickets in the world to come. There's only, can you beat the conductor?
No, you must prove you wish to enter the train. You must first prove yourself.
You go to a train station, and instead of like a ticket guy coming out and opening the door and going all aboard, there's going to be a guy.
There's going to be a guy called Skullface, which is like a fucking 8-foot tall dude named Skullface who fucking just kind of comes out there and starts beating his chest. Yeah, you got to take him down.
Welcome to the train. Dost thou wish to enter the train? He's like an old timey kind of thing.
And then you get greased up and you wrestle him in the dirt.
Sure, fucking why not? You get greased up with them.
Yeah, it's an important cultural thing, Will.
Okay,
you got to get greased up.
I believe you.
And then you wrestle Skullface.
I know that you spend a lot of time in your crystal ball, looking into the future, and I believe you about the grease thing. I didn't see it myself. When
I'll be honest.
But
I kind of go in there looking for the grease.
You
know, so I look into my crystal ball. I open up the search bar and I just type greased up into it, and so it definitely seems like an important thing, but that just might be my own bias.
So you and Skullface get greased up, and if you can pin him, long enough to get into the train. If you can get past him,
you have to incapacitate him.
Subdue him.
He's gonna stop you from getting on the train.
Right.
He doesn't actually know what the system is.
Right.
He's a simple-minded man.
Right.
He just knows that he got sent out there and he's got to kill whoever he sees.
Skullface,
and you gotta get past him.
Skullface the train beast is going to be a clone of and every train will have like 8 or 9 Skullface the train beasts,
right? And
they will all be there to prevent people from getting on the train. Getting on the train is a matter of testing your strength. Once you're on the train, you can go in. All of these clones were made in such a way where they only have one thing on their mind, and that is stop you from entering the train. But once you're in the train, they don't even see you anymore, because their brains are messed up and they've got skulls for faces.
And where does the train go? Straight to the mines. They've tricked you.
Yep. Don't get on the train.
They're just looking for strong-bodied men to fucking work in the mines.
The train is a trap. Don't get on the train.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. Some people are going to fall for this trap. They're going to think, "Oh wow, they got train beasts. They got Skullface train beast clones guarding this train. There's got to be something good in there."
I must have gone where this train must be going to fucking Muscle Town, because everyone's on there is fucking jacked.
And people are
fucking cool train full of jacked dudes.
Yeah, and people are going to get on that
appealing.
train. Yeah, and look, it's going to seem nice at first. There's a trolley that goes around. It gives you snacks. They got the private cars. Trains are going to be real nice, you know? All the shitty trains that like NJ Transit currently have, out of commission.
Right.
Or totally rebuilt, redone, so that they're real fancy, old-timey European-style trains.
Ooh, yeah, like Murder on the Orient Express style trains.
Yeah, or like that Hogwarts train.
Yeah,
I always wanted to go on that one.
That would be pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, and so
they serve you frogs made of chocolate.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. You get past Skullface the train beast.
They're going to butter you up. They're going to get you fucking fat and sleepy with chocolate frogs.
So that you fall asleep. And then you wake up in the mines. Yeah. You wake up in chains, dragged out into the mines.
They're gonna put canvas bags over your head, and you'll immediately fall asleep, because that's not just a Jordan Peterson thing. That's how it works in the apocalypse. You're gonna wake up in the fucking mines, my dude.
Yeah. And so don't get on the train.
Don't get on the train.
No. There will also be other trains that are just big bugs. Don't get on those trains either. They're not really trains. They're bugs in disguise.
They're just big bugs that look like trains. It's also a trap.
Yeah. That's how they eat you.
Evolution is beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's so many interesting ways that it can manifest.
If you see a train and it stops and out comes some Skullface the train beast clones, don't get on the train. If you see a train that stops and the doors open and there's nobody there to stop you from going in, don't go in. Big bug trying to eat you.
Now, if you want to test your mettle against the Skull Beast, then I would encourage that. Just don't get on the train.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because
once you're on, it's really hard to escape, even if you don't fall for their wiles.
Right, exactly.
You know.
So, but if you need to like prove to yourself that you can best the Skull Beast, then I think that's a noble cause. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, like, what is it all about in the world to come? You know, it's about personal strength, perseverance, power. Being able to overcome the obstacles in your way. You don't have to get to the other side of said obstacle. You just need to be able to overcome it.
You just need to prove to yourself that you could.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna fucking pin the Skull Beast to the ground. You're gonna fucking knock him clean out, and they're gonna be like, imagine the big dick energy of doing that, and then like the conductor being like, good. Now welcome to the train, and being like, nah, bitch,
and then punch him,
and then punch that guy
and run because he's got a gun probably.
And then he has a gun probably.
Yeah, so run fast if you punch him. Yeah. Maybe don't punch him. Maybe just leave after
maybe
you.
Just run. Yeah.
Yeah, but
because he's gonna start shooting the second he realizes you know what the game is. So.
Yeah. But if you like are looking to like seduce a lady. Take out one of the skull-faced train beasts.
Yeah, you know. Demonstrate your strength.
Yeah, exactly. Show her what you're worth.
Yeah.
You know, show her how strong you are. Show her you're a high-value man. You know, you want to show people you're an HVM in the world to come, you know? Yeah, don't get on the train.
Don't get on the train. It's either a trap or a bug.
In which case, I mean, it's also a bug. It's also a trap if it's a bug.
It's a trap if it's either a real train and it's a trap, or it's a fake train and it's a trap. So if you see a train run,
yeah.
Circling back to the last question, you hear a fucking choo-choo, get out of there.
There we go.
You know?
Yeah, we answered that question
fucking
too.
Hide.
The sound of a choo-choo, don't do it. Run away.
You know, only lies. Only lies.
And not all trains will be just traps. Some of them will be actively predators.
Right. They're going to be roaming the wasteland.
Just jump off the tracks and eat you alive.
You're going to be just hanging out in your fucking house.
Yeah.
Reading a book, and you're going to hear a knock on the door.
Who is it?
Who is it? And then it eats you.
Yeah. You're gonna be swimming in a lake that you a little watering hole in the woods, you know, just turning around. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're gonna be taking a nice, refreshing, skinny dip.
Yeah.
In a watering hole deep in the forest that you and your girl found.
Right. Your clothes are on the beach.
Yeah, a waterfall babbling in the background, a rainbow cast across the water, cascading off the rocky falls and into the warm, clear water in which you and your loved one dance slowly to music that only you two can hear in your bewitched and entranced, loving state.
The camera cuts to below. A shot of feet as they tread water.
See, I was picturing a train lunges through the woods.
Yeah.
You're saying beware the like lake
Jaws.
trains.
Yeah. It's like, you're gonna be
chugga.
walking.
Chugga 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 chugga.
You're gonna be wandering through the forest with a basket full of goods you're bringing to your grandma. You walk into your grandma's cabin, and what's that in your bed? It's a fucking 8-mile long locomotive in a nightgown. Do not trust that locomotive.
Oh, fuck.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to Life in the World to Come.
Why, Grandma? What big eyes you have. Next stop, New York Penn Station.
Stand clear of the closing doors.
I'm getting lightheaded.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to Life in the World to Come.
It's been a pleasure, as always, folks.
If you would like to support us on Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/lifeintheworldtocome. You can buy our merch at lifeintheworldtocome.bigcartel.com, and you can email us with your pressing questions about the apocalypse to lifeintheworldtocome@gmail.com. Our intro and outro music is "We Are the Hellhounds" by the Taxpayers.
And worth mentioning, stay tuned.
Shit. Yeah, stay tuned.
Chris and I are actually going to be doing at least one event on August 11th.
Ooh, do we want to give them the specific date right away?
Right?
Yeah, okay, fine.
We haven't
let's do it.
officially announced it yet.
This is not. I guess this is kind of the official announcement, but we'll do a more official one at a different point.
Yeah.
Will and Chris Dunn present the fucking movie that we made in a couple years back. It's going to be what it's called. Write that shit down, Will.
We're doing a special screening event of the extended cut of The Real Will Wood.
Yep.
At a movie theater in the movie theater I used to see movies in when I was a little kid, which is pretty cute.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah,
I'm pretty excited for that, and we're going to be doing that. And then doing a Q&A of sorts afterward that'll be open to all ticket buyers. And there'll also be like a VIP meet and greet photo op autograph thing.
We'll do a real announcement.
Too.
There'll be all kinds of information.
Yeah,
but
I guess that's
fucking leave. Fucking put it on your calendars.
Save
everybody.
the date, babies. That's going to be in New Jersey,
August 11th.
On August 11th,
maybe August 12th if we sell out.
Yeah, but maybe we shouldn't.
Maybe not say that.
We shouldn't mention that because if we say what if we sell out
now, because now I've created a situation in which we can fail.
Right, exactly. Let's just
right. So it's August 11th, and who knows?
It's August 11th.
Yeah.
If it were more than August 11th, we would tell you.
We would tell you that.
That's all I can say. But yeah, no, and that's gonna be it's gonna be announced officially
soon.
I guess next week. Yeah. This coming week. By the time you're hearing this, and we're really excited for it. It's going to be a super fun one-time thing, and I'm excited to like meet people again. I'm excited to do that.
Same.
I'm like something that I struggled with a lot last year was the fucking the fucking undying constant assertion that I hate my fans, and that is a bummer because I genuinely like after those experiences sometimes I like miss meeting fans. It's like super fun to do, so we're gonna be like having like an intimate thing where we all hang out and we're all gonna eat dinner on the floor together. Chris, myself, and all the fans who show up. That's not true. I don't know what I'm saying now.
We're gonna order Chinese food for everybody. We're not gonna make a single fucking dime off this thing.
Nope.
We're gonna be losing money on Chinese.
We just want to buy you guys Chinese food.
We just want to buy you. We just want to watch you sick fucks eat dumplings. That's all.
We just want to watch you dumple.
We just want to watch you dumple.
And we're just getting together because we want to see you dumple.
Me and Will have a thing for watching strangers eat stuff. So that's
it is an 18 and up event. It is an 18 and up event, and Chris and I are gonna watch you dumple.
And we mean that when we say 18 and up.
Yeah,
None of this fucking, I'm an adult and I'm bringing my kid. No, they can't come.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can do that, if that's something we can assert. But no, don't.
Probably. I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
So, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Our movie's rated R.
Is it?
I mean, it's not rated, but I think it would be. There's enough fucks.
Can we put unrated on it? It's just a thing. It's like, can we put like a big like one of those like stamp graphics that just says unrated? That'd be pretty fun.
There's titties in this one. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
There's boobies and maybe even a full frontal shot of Chris in this one.
Yeah. The Real Will Wood, bigger, hotter, wetter. Just like
unrated.
In huge red text.
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, red text, white background.
It's just red text, white background.
Chris and I standing back to back with a couple of babes next to us.
Yeah.
I've got like a surprised look on my face.
And I'm just like confident.
Yeah.
I look fucking I got my arms folded across my chest. I look so fucking smug. Just like... Yeah. Yeah, or it's like me facing the camera and like my face is covered in soot and it looks like I just was in an explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's either way, I think that there's like a big pair of boobs somewhere on the poster.
Right.
The big pair of
the
boobs
two
being
O's in
pressed
wood.
up. Oh,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yep.
All right,
Yuck.
thanks everybody for listening to Life in the World to Come.
All right. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Oh, here comes the burlap sack.